It was about the equal give and take of energy, knowing your worth. It had something to do with knowing your value, knowing your worth, not giving more than you receive, and where your role is, where your responsibility is in that dynamic of give and take. If you are a giver, somebody who gives and gives and gives, this is becoming aware of that and interrupting that so that you can assume an appropriate role or responsibility inside of that flow, opening up yourself to receive. This has to do with righting some sort of imbalance, this thing that you went through in the past, like really coming to understand where your place is in that. Something about compromise, and I really feel like it has to do with compromising yourself and refusing, or like just coming to terms with, or becoming more aware about the compromises that you make when that is imbalanced. Capricorn, welcome to your general tarot reading for March 2021. Wow, we're already in spring. So today we're going to take a look at your heart, your mind, your body. We'll take a look at the past, the present, and the future. We'll pull a few cards of guidance and we'll clarify all the way through, of course. If this reading resonates with you, please do hit the like button so that it can circulate amongst others. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to my channel. Really supports my channel to gain more visibility. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. If you're interested in a personal reading, I'm doing those right now, and there is a link below in the description box, so check that out. All right. Let's split the deck 3 ways and let's sync up. In the position of your heart, we have the Ace of Discs. Wow, beautiful. Something brand new, and it's tangible. It's real. It's in the 3D. It's like a home or a job or a car or like something, you know, like you can see, taste, touch, hear. In the position of your mind, we have the Hanged One, and it's in the reverse. So it's kind of like a unwillingness to surrender, unwillingness to take a time out. You might be very busy. You might be just swamped with responsibilities. You know that you need to take a break, but you can't find the time or bring yourself to do it. Feeling overloaded by your to-do list and just, you know, the responsibilities that plague us day in, day out. But this is a need to surrender, to take a time out so that you can gain a new perspective on something. And this new perspective is going to be essential in some way to you. This is on your mind. You know you need to do it, but it's hard to do. In the position of your body is the Fool. This is also the position of your foundation. So every card that comes out here hinges on the Fool energy. The Fool is about practicing trust and faith and being open to new experiences. The Fool is a tabula rasa, a blank slate. The Fool brings no baggage with him when he ventures off onto his new journey. He drops his experiences, he drops his knowledge so that he can experience everything anew with fresh eyes, with a fresh perspective, which is the thing that you're resisting in the present moment. Fun. In the past, we have Strength. Well, you might have been through it. You might have had a difficult time of it here in the recent past. The Strength card often shows up when there is a difficult time that somebody's experiencing. It's also about befriending the shadow aspects of yourself. It's about a gentle strength. It's about overcoming those baser instincts, those wild emotions, or those subconscious, subterranean emotions that sometimes pop up and then they drive the bus, right? They take over. And you're like, whoa, where did that come from? Like, I don't even know what's happening, because you aren't totally aware of this baser instinct or these emotions. You're not completely aware of them. However, in the Strength card, it is a becoming aware of and a befriending of those baser instincts so that they don't surprise you and start driving the bus. Something in the past, something difficult in the past that maybe brought you to that point of awareness. In the near future, we have the Moon. We have a lot of major arcanas here. Wow. Doing some deep work. Again, we're talking about bringing these subterranean, subconscious emotions up to the surface so that the light of day can dissolve them. And this is about deep emotional processing, like entering into the labyrinth and winding your way through it and out. And when you come out, you're a new person. We have 4 major arcanas here surrounding, literally surrounding this new beginning. It's new beginning for you, Capricorn. This could be a literal new baby, new home, new job, new opportunity. The baby is holding the magician's cheetah. So this could be the magician in his infancy. The magician is a powerful manifester. Energy channels through the magician. He grounds that energy, and it's through that process of channeling that energy that he's able to manifest the things that he wants into existence. Wow, in your foundation is a powerful new beginning. We have 2 new beginnings in your heart, in the present moment, in the foundation, in the body. 2 powerful new beginnings. Capricorn, something difficult in the past that brought you face to face with some shadow aspects of yourself, and you overcame them, or you befriended them with a gentle strength. And then in the future, we have, again, this surfacing of the darker aspects, emotional, your darker emotional self, darker emotions, those more difficult emotions, those more subconscious, unconscious emotions, a surfacing of them in the future. There's a need for a timeout, a need for a break, a need for some sort of suspension so that you can assume a different perspective on all of this. And that's in the position of your mind. Wow. What is this about? What is the Strength card about? What did you go through in the past that brought you face to face with some of your shadow aspects? It was a moment of strength for you. It taught you something about your own inner strength. It taught you something about your own abilities. It made you stronger. But what was it about? Recent past. Clarify the Strength card, please. Compromise in reverse. It was about the equal give and take of energy. Knowing your worth. It had something to do with knowing your value, knowing your worth. Not giving more than you receive, and where your role is, where your responsibility is in that dynamic of give and take. If you are a giver, somebody who gives and gives and gives, this is becoming aware of that and interrupting that so that you can assume an appropriate role or responsibility inside of that flow. Opening up yourself to receive, giving and receiving. So this has to do with righting some sort of imbalance, this thing that you went through in the past, like really coming to understand where your place is in that. And to state the obvious, because it's the word is on the card, something about compromise, and I really feel like it has to do with compromising yourself. And it has to do with that equal give and take, that flow of energy between giving and receiving, and refusing or like just coming to terms with or becoming more aware about the compromises that you make when that is imbalanced. Okay, so that's the thing in the past. What is this new beginning in the future? Ace of Discs, not the future, the present moment. Ace of Discs in the present moment. What is this new beginning? Whoa, all the cards. This is kind of cool. The Fool is standing on his hands with his legs in the air, and he's in your foundation. And then straight up from the Fool, in the position of your mind, we have the Hanged One, and he's hanging. Goddamn. This card comes out all the time. Totality. He's hanging, the Hanged One is hanging from his legs. Look at this. He's on his hands. He's hanging from his legs. Definitely some sort of shift in perspective needed in order to embark upon this new beginning. Okay, totality in reverse. There's something like present, like you're not completely connected to the present moment. This card wants you to be present, ever present, paying attention so that you can grasp this opportunity. This is about interdependence and how essential your presence is to this new opportunity. This is clarifying the new beginning. They want you to be present. Pay attention, be present. Okay. Hanged One. What is this shift in perspective that's coming in? What are the qualities? What is this perspective that is needed? The new perspective, the qualities of the new perspective? We're clarifying the Hanged One now in the position of your mind. It's the Hanged One in reverse. So there's sort of a resistance to taking the time out to glean the new perspective, to assume the new perspective. I feel like you might have a lot going on. It's like you know you need to do it, but everything else takes priority. Maybe that's what this equal give and take is about in the past. This imbalance between, give and take. Giving more than you're receiving. Receiving more than you're giving. I don't know where you fall inside of that balance, inside of those scales. Hanged One. Clarify the Hanged One, please. What is this about? Okay. Oh, yeah. Healing in reverse. Yeah. This is just a reiteration. Look how similar the colors are as well. We have the yellows and the blues. This is about receptivity. You need to assume a posture of receptivity. You need to open up. You need to go prone for a little bit. Go quiet. Go prone, open up, and receive. Something wants to come in for you. And it's a healing force. And it's a shift in perspective. What is the Fool in the foundation? The Fool is on his hands, walking on his hands. Talk about a shift in perspective, a new way of looking at things. He's surrounded by some nefarious characters. He's surrounded by a vulture and a crocodile and a tiger. Oh man, I wonder, that's not the cheetah because it's different spots, but yeah, a tiger. And he's still walking on his hands, which is a very vulnerable position. Talk about dropping everything that you know. All your fears. Because all your fears get dropped. When you drop your experiences, all of those experiences that create knowledge, information, that offer information, that create knowledge. Dropping all of that. Oh, weird. We have compromise in the past, and we have comparison. Clarifying the Fool. Huh. Shift in perspective. Have you been comparing yourself to someone or something? Does the shift in perspective have to do with this habit of comparison? Comparing yourself? Always coming out on the underside of that comparison? This card speaks to the fact that this is a bamboo reed and this is an oak tree. They're totally different. There's no comparison. You can't make a comparison. You know, so it's like you're doing this thing or this behavior of comparison is just a trick of the mind. It's a negative habit, making these comparisons, because there is no comparison. It makes no sense to compare yourself. Everybody has their assets, everybody has their detriments, everybody has their pros and cons, just like every situation. So the shift in perspective has to do with this habit of making comparisons and understanding, no, stop, there is no comparison. This is just a trick of the mind. Your mind is running the show. Okay, what is this moon card about in the future? And I'm going to use a different deck here to clarify the moon. What are the qualities of the moon? Something comes to light. Somebody comes to the surface, or something comes to the surface here with the moon in the future. More information. You do have a new beginning here. There's a call for you to be present. Five of Swords in reverse. What is coming to the surface? Five of Swords is about conflict, and it's a nasty conflict. Could be dropping the swords, refusing to engage in conflict. I don't know. Oh, having to do with the collaboration. Again, we have this, a repeat of the Six of Pentacles. An imbalanced collaboration. Coming out of a time of solitude, making an offer of love. An emotional offer. An emotional communication. All clarifying the moon, something hidden. The Hermit in reverse, the Four of Swords in reverse. Coming forward with an offer of love. Interesting. Let's pull a card of guidance for you, Capricorn. Shall we? What we have here is a new beginning, twice. The Fool in your foundation. And the Ace of Pentacles in the position of your present moment in your heart. This new beginning seems to be hinging or intrinsically tied to a need for a shift in your perspective and a need for you to be ever present, present to it. It's like you don't want to take the time out to receive this illumination, this shift in your perspective, but it's needed. There's some lesson here that you've learned, that has to do with equal give and take. And your role in that, your part in that, your responsibility in that or to that. And the compromises that you've made around that. There's more deeper emotional processing coming for you in the future that has to do with conflict around this imbalance where it comes to give and take, where it comes to collaboration, potentially in the workplace. And there is a coming out of a time of solitude in order to bring forth a message, a communication around love, an offer around love. And then we have Deer. This is gentleness. Let's read about Deer. This is a really interesting story. One day, Fawn heard Great Spirit calling to her from the top of Sacred Mountain. Fawn immediately started up the trail. She didn't know that a horrible demon guarded the way to the Great Spirit's lodge. The demon was trying to keep all the beings of creation from connecting with Great Spirit. He wanted all of Great Spirit's creatures to feel that Great Spirit didn't want to be disturbed. This would make the demon feel powerful and capable of causing them to fear him. Fawn was not at all frightened when she came upon the demon. This was curious, as the demon was the archetype of all the ugly monsters that have ever been. The demon breathed fire and smoke and made disgusting sounds to frighten Fawn. Any normal creature would have fled or died on the spot from fright. Fawn, however, said gently to the demon, "Please let me pass. I'm on the way to see Great Spirit." Fawn's eyes were filled with love and compassion for this oversized bully of a demon. The demon was astounded by Fawn's lack of fear. No matter how he tried, he could not frighten Fawn because her love had penetrated his hardened, ugly heart. Much to the demon's dismay, his rock-hard heart began to melt and his body shrank to the size of a walnut. Fawn's persistent love and gentleness had caused the meltdown of the demon. Due to his gentleness and caring that Fawn embodied, the pathway is now clear for all of Great Spirit's children to reach Sacred Mountain, without having to feel the demons of fear blocking their way. Deer teaches us to use the power of gentleness to touch the hearts and minds of wounded beings who are trying to keep us, let me try the page, from Sacred Mountain. Like the dappling of Fawn's coat, both the light and the dark may be loved to create gentleness and safety for those who are seeking peace. If Deer has gently nudged its way into your cards today, you are being asked to find the gentleness of spirit that heals all wounds. Stop pushing so hard to get others to change and love them as they are. Apply gentleness to your present situation and become like the summer breeze, warm and caring. This is your tool for solving the present dilemma you are facing. If you use it, you will connect with Sacred Mountain, your centering place of serenity, and Great Spirit will guide you. Wow. Love and compassion. There's a need for a shift in perspective. A new beginning happening in the present moment for you. And a call to drop your fears as you embark upon this new journey. Capricorn, if that reading resonated with you, hit the like button, please. Wishing you the best in March. Take good care.